name's Jonathan Rodriguez. If I have about 5 minutes alone with the DA in our city, it's to be able to have more empathy towards the people who are there trying to convict, to get over the fact that they're trying to just look good for the court, but know that these people are actually human beings that come with families. And even if they are guilty of what, it's to just stand for justice, but at the same time, just have more empathy. Campaign promises I saw as BS is when I realized that the system runs the same. The prison system looks a lot the same as the world out here. When people in power, I just looked at the wardens and the way they were structured and how they lied, how they used the masses to lie to people and all that. And just like I saw just the same thing as with politicians, and it just projected the same thing, and it was like almost the same way. So I saw a lot of lies, a lot of things that were said. People weren't seeing the truth. They will hide it, and so the media won't see it. But the masses saw it, and if the masses had a chance to speak, they'll say a lot more truth than what's really going on. If I would enforce the politicians to live in the prison system, is living conditions. They would be, during the cold weather, they're going to be freezing. I mean, I had times where I had to get newspapers and stuff myself with the jackets that we had, and it was still cold. When it was the hottest, it got to like 125, 130 when I used to be in Garza East, and then going to the maximum securities like Robertson or Ferguson. They will realize how hot it is. You could be in your boxes alone, put water on the concrete, lay down on the floor, and they'll see that not even that will make them cool. And we were just cooking in there. They will also see that there will be rats. They're infested with mice, rats, birds everywhere. There's bats and snakes, and you're trying to protect your food from the rats, not from the inmates. It's more from like the little bitty mice, and you get really good at even trapping them. But that being said, they will see living conditions that needs to be changed. So I went viral on TikTok because I got out almost 2 years ago now after doing 11 years. I got in when I was 19, but I caught the charge when I was 16. So I've been through the process of 15 years straight. Finally out, I'm breaking down crying, and all these emotions because I'm in the car. I'm no longer handcuffed or handcuffed with somebody else. I have my niece's hand on my shoulder, my mom's, my sister's, my brother's reaching out from the back. My dad just had back surgery, and he was hurting just to sit there, but we were all just in unity. Finally, for 11 years, we finally had a chance to get me home. And all these emotions that I can't even explain now, I broke down. And I didn't even know that my sister had me on video the whole time, and she put me on TikTok, and within 3-4 days, it reached 47.2 million views. And it was because of that the news media started coming in. CNN in Espanol, Univision, International and National reached out to me, and my story just blew up. And I've been using that as a platform and as a voice to be able to speak for our communities. So me being on TikTok and all that, I started meeting all these different people. I started going to different events, and I met Damian Walker. Damian Walker was the one that started guiding me to hey, you should talk to these people. You should go here. You should go talk to this school. And next thing you know, I went to a school. I just had the intention of trying to share my story with these kids, and Collective Action for Youth was there, and I built a relationship with them. Eventually, I started working for them as a project associate. But now I just finished the training of working as a credible messenger. So credible messenger, now I'm getting put in the front lines. I got 3 zip codes in Houston, which I hear they're very violent. And I am going to work personally with these children between 15 and it goes all the way up to 35. And I will have resources. They will help me build resources to give them opportunities when it comes to finding jobs, housing, opportunities. These people who have been forgotten and been considered bad or lost causes, I'm going to be in their homes. I'm going to be face to face with them and do my best to build a relationship with them so they could prosper and avoid a life that I was in 11 years straight. If I could vote, I would, but I am not allowed, and I'm still under parole. But I do have a lot of people on my side and a platform, so I could actually speak and do my part and have influence on any kind of vote. Even though these people are telling me I can't vote, then they can't stop me from having the influence on the people that I believe I could do a vote. But one thing I do want to share is that something that I could bring to the table for our community is that what I was doing 11 years, I wasn't sitting around. I wasn't just getting good at playing chess. I wasn't good at just watching sports. I wasn't good at just doing all stuff like that a lot of guys get stuck on when they're in there. Those in itself, those things are not bad, but when you're just consuming that, that's when they get lost in it. And they put themselves in a freezing tube, where I called it, where you went in at 19 like me, you come out at 19. But I refused to be 19 when I got out, because I knew I was going to be 30. And now I developed all these skills, all these education while I was in there. I read a lot, and I gave all that back to my brother, who at the time, the beginning, he was 12. But at 26 years old, he shows up with a NASA badge and says, guess where I work at now? So now my brother is a mechanical engineer, and he is working with the rovers that literally getting sent to the space. And he turns around and tells people it was because of my brother. And that's something else that why the TikTok blew up, because now we're going back to our communities. And instead of saying, look at us, we're telling the community, look, you can do it too. Your mom can do it too. Your grandma, your neighbor, your friends, our community, black and brown, can do it too. And he says just the same. He says in NASA, there's black and brown missing, and also women. It's like there's just nothing but just certain kind of people. And it's like we're trying to tell our people, you can do it. You're needed in the boats too. If you find yourself with a felony and you can't do it and you can't make it, and you start off like me with you have a monitor, you just did 11 years. You have to catch up with the technology. Even if that's not the case, you do find yourself facing problems, facing friction, obstacles. You have to start to realize that you can never do it alone. Even the successful people can't do it alone. The people that we see as stars in TV, they always have somebody behind them and a group of people encouraging them, pushing them forward. So for us, we got to find that group. And the way I found it is going to different events that were supporting kids for high school, events that people want to encourage others to vote. People want to help this or help that. It's to just go in there. Just go in there, network, talk to people. Don't be scared to talk to people. Don't be scared of telling people you need help. It started with me just reaching out to somebody, and I just told them how I needed help. He connected me with somebody else. And now the way I see it is you go to this circle, which is this event. You go to this circle, then this circle, and this circle. And next thing you know, you have a big old circle. And they have all these people, all these resources that you can find. And next thing you know, now I have enough to pay my bills. Now I have enough to pay for gas, be able to pay for the clothes that I have, and actually say, I bought that. But if it wasn't for the people that supported me, I couldn't do it alone, and you can't do it alone. So I encourage you to find those people who will believe in you and believe in whatever you're going through and just push you forward. And I encourage you to do that, no matter who you are, no matter where you come from. One thing that the families need to know when people, their families are incarcerated, is that the battle doesn't end when they make parole. And the battle starts the moment they go in is to seek rehabilitation. The moment they step in is to encourage them to find themselves through education, through the relations that they go to, get involved while they're incarcerated, so they could find like themselves as the way I saw it is my release was my pay-per-view fight. So by me being in prison, I had to train myself physically, especially mentally, and then spiritually. So it was my spiritual was my foundation, and everything else I built upon it. So that was my training. My training was the whole sentence. It wasn't until I got out. A lot of these guys, they wait till they're told to get out, and now they want to do something. Now they want to make a change. Now they want to work out. It's like, no, it was the moment they stepped in. But the release is pay-per-view fight. This is where everything comes in. You get in this fight, you're going to see everything that you apply while you were locked up, and you're going to see the challenges that come in. You might get knocked out. Might get knocked out, but it's time to get up and start remembering the training that you gave yourself while you were locked up. And the families need to be there, encouraging, showing emotional support, writing them, showing them, hey, it's not necessarily that I have to send you money, but let me send you that letter that says, I believe in you. I believe that you can do it. I believe that it's going to be hard when you get out. And when you get out, we're going to step in and we're going to be there for you, because it's not going to be easy. Emotionally, my temper-wise, I dealt with so much crap about all these attitude problems that I had while I was in there. Sometimes I brought it out here sometimes too, and it doesn't help. And thankfully, I have a patient family that have been just by my side. Even whenever they were supposed to just cut me off. But thankfully, I'm getting better with therapy. I'm getting better with just the mindset, the goals, and little as I go. So I encourage the families to just be there for them and to encourage them to do something while they're locked up.